Dynamos appointing Saul Chaminuka as their head coach, replacing Lloyd Chico, who Mr. T was speaking glowingly about. So Chaminuka becomes the 10th coach to take charge at the Glamour Boys in over a decade, with Dynamos being his 4th side inside a year, having led Bigita Minerals, Green Fuel before the start of the year, then Kwekwe United. So he's a bit of a nomad himself. So he will be assisted by Philemon Muchikakurea, who returns for a 3rd stint with the side, having played for them, then served as Pasua's assistant during that period between 2012 and 2014, when they got those back-to-back league titles, I think 4 on the trot. He was also there helping to oversee one of the most successful periods in the club's history. So first up for Chaminuka and his technical team is this installment of the Harare Derby this Sunday against Caps United. Tadi, Saul Chaminuka, Dynamos, his 4th side inside, I think, a period of 6 months? Yes. His 4th side. What does he bring to Dynamos? Should the fans trust him? Is he not going to up and leave again? When another team calling, for his signature? Because remember when he was at Bikita Minerals, Green Fuel said, no, we want you. Then he jumped ship, he went, then left again, went to Kwekwe. Now he's with Dynamos. What kind of a coach are we looking at here?
Yeah, he might be a nomad, but you can't take away the fact that he is an experienced and seasoned gaffer. Saul Chaminuka himself, you still remember in 2014, he was in charge of the PC Kariba that went toe-to-toe with Dynamos before they lost the league title on the last day of the season to Dynamos. And then he also saw action with Bikita Minerals, like you are saying, Green Fuel, Kwekwe United. So in terms of experience, I think he has got enough experience to know what is needed at Dynamos, because he has been coaching in the local premiership. So his first installment will be against Caps United when he takes charge of Dynamos for the first time. The last year when he was coaching Bikita Minerals, he won against Cape United, if you still remember that Carlos Macambira goal at Trufaro Stadium. And then when he played at home at Sakuva, he managed to hold Cape United to a goalless draw. But obviously, that ghost of 2014 that saw him, his team, Xepis Kariba, losing to Cape United, or maybe might also haunt him on Sunday.
We know, I think, Saul Chaminuka with his famous statement, I move around with my 4-plate stove. Remember, Alan Gahadzikwa, Masimba Mambare, he was with them and at Bikita Minerals. And when he joined Kwekwe United again, he got reunited with those players. And very soon, the window is going to open. So are we likely going to see Saul Chaminuka? Because we know he's, infinity with those experienced players. Let me use that. Are we going to see him also calling on these players to at least take Dynamos out of the quagmire they are in at the moment?
I'm not sure if he will lean on the same names, but I think he will definitely lean on the experience, because Dynamos are short of that right now, especially in the middle of the park. And given the crisis that Dumbaya finds itself in, I think that would be the priority. They've got a lot of players that if you feel like, they had big brothers around them, they would play with less pressure. Right now, Dynamos just needs to take the pressure away. I don't think even the most hardcore of Dynamos fans is expecting Dynamos to go and win the league. Right now, they'll settle for stability and getting out of the relegation zone. And then as he puts his imprint on his team, then they can start even giving opportunities to them, because they've got a lot of Perezio Jr., all those guys. They've got young, exciting talent, but you can't throw those kids in this crisis. they're just still they're still probably excited about wearing the blue of Dynamos, let alone, carrying the weight of the supposed 7 million supporters. So I would bet my bottom dollar he's bringing in at least 3 or 4 very experienced players during the window just to stabilize that ship and then start building from there.
So before we get there, is he being thrown into the deep end with this Harare derby?
I think he dived into the deep end because anybody who's been following football in these 11 match days knows how deep the crisis is. So I don't think he was thrown. I think he was like, so I was like, do you want it? I was like, nah, let me take a driver. I'm a good swimmer. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can do it. But I think it also, I respect it because for a lot of coaches, as much as you want to have that on your CV to say I've coached Dynamos, in the current state that they are and the disgruntlement that is coming from the fans, the disgruntlement that is being directed at his new bosses, which is the executive and the board, it seems like a very volatile environment. But if you've interacted or dealt with Saul Chaminuka, even when he's angry, he'll be like, he's very soft-spoken. So maybe that's what Dynamos needs. Somebody who's just like, relax, relax.
So for you, Tati, I think I'm going to put you on the spot. Yeah, I want to look at this from a three-man approach, because you're looking at Farajere right there at the top, leading Caps United. He's got a lot of aspirations. And if you ask him any day, he will tell you he wants to win the league championship. He won it back in 2016, and he would want to win it again. Now, you look at his new coach, Ian Bakala. He tested again how good it is to win the league title in Zimbabwe. And, he would want to be there as a coach, because he did it as a player. Then his assistant, Alex Sigion, he's been around the coaching circles in Zimbabwe, though he hasn't really coached like at the top, but he's coming into a pressure cooker here. Then you go to Dynamos, Marriott, under a lot of immense pressure from the fans. Actually, fans were saying they want to boycott the game because from the time that he took over, things have not happened at Dynamos. Then you look at the coach that he brought in, Saul Chaminuka. He hasn't won any league title. The closest he got was in 2014 when he was picked by Dynamos right on the last day. Then you look at his assistant, Phil Muchkakureva. He's got it all. He has won the league championship before, though as an assistant. He also played for Dynamos. He knows the pressure around playing for Dynamos. So from that perspective, how do these two teams approach the Harare derby?
Yeah, quite an interesting one, Howard. But I would say Ian Bagala is someone with the institutional memory that Farajere would want to see at Caps United. He himself having won the league title with Caps United back in 2004. He is a man who never lost a match against Dynamos when he was still a player. He never lost a match at Rufaro Stadium, and he has already taken charge of Caps United against Serenda's, which you drew 1-1 after having just 2 training sessions. And if you look at Caps United from a talent perspective, from a player for player perspective, Caps United has got that talent which is better than Dynamos. You look at a player like Yuan Mtuza, there's really no one who can match the ideal Yuan Mtuza. There's at Dynamos. You look at a player like Kundai Benyu, you look at a player like Kelvin Mangiza, those players like Brighton Manire, the player like Brian Kadamanja. All those are top players in local circles, but they just need the motivation. They just need the right mind to enter into that match. So from my own opinion, I think Caps United will go out there to try and win that match. But also Dynamos, with all the chaos that they have, Caps Cape United versus Dynamos matches are never those are matches which needs no motivation. You know, Dynamos have won more derbies in the past 10 years than over their nemesis. So it's a 50-50 scenario here, but more so, I think this match will be more of Bakala versus Saul Chaminuka Beto.